Hey guys, into Red Room, it's Tony. So I did a video about my plants, just talking about them, 15 minutes of talking, sorry. This one's going to show you my seeds because I was detailing in that video how I started this venture of trying to grow plants and then it just went left and it ended as soon as it started. I started it, and by midsummer, it was a wrap. So, yeah. So, basically, I got all these seeds, and I started trying to figure out what I wanted to grow, and then I tried to grow it, and nothing grew. For real. And that's my fault. But I'm going to tell you kind of what I wanted to grow and what did grow and kind of where I'm going in the future, and then I'll show you the seeds. So basically my yard is pretty small and the shed takes up a big ass chunk of that, but it's enough space where you can grow stuff. What I'm planning to do is to have really large pots, really large planters. I did want to get one of those because I watched a few gardening people. I fell off a little bit, but they had this gardener type thing. It's like a system. It's like a whole thing that sits up there, and you can put different trays together and do that. I don't really know if I want that so much. I just don't know if I want that because I feel like it takes up a lot of space, and I don't know. And I also, people can walk by, not necessarily by my house, but they can walk on the street. So I live a few doors down, but when they're walking that side street that's over there, on the, you know, heading towards the corner of this street, they can kind of look over here, and I kind of don't want them to notice that I'm growing a bunch of stuff because I don't want them to be oh, let me see what's up. Don't. I want things that are more non-discreet. I wish I lived in a place where I could probably have really tall fences if I wanted to, but also that's the thing at night if I go back there or something like that, something's lingering in there. I go around the door and I'm who the fuck are you? Why are you here? I'm just saying, but bro. But anyway, I'm a very paranoid type person. But anyway, I don't know if I want it's my gardener type thing. I don't know if I want that, but it would allow me to have multiple things on this thing, on this structure, and just have rows of stuff, and you can put a whole bunch of things in there. I bought it's called Back to the Roots or something like that. It's the plant beds, and it just looks it's a fabric type thing. It's 3 little cubbies, and I'll link them down below. I have to link them because me describing it is not going to work, but I bought 3 or 4 of those that I was going to put out there and make it rows, and then I'm I don't know if I want to do that anymore. I have the idea of putting really large pots outside and putting stuff in there and having multiple things. What I want to do is companion planting, which is basically you put plants together that kind of mutually benefit each other. Plants that one plant may deter bugs from getting to the other plant and vice versa. One may be they don't deplete the soil also. From what I was reading, it'll take a little bit longer because one may be deficient in something, right? One might be deficient in potassium versus the other one is not. And it kind of works together to make this kind of symbiotic kind of relationship happen and the symbiotic environment happen where they all flourish together. So I want to do that. I think last year I was very ambitious in what I wanted to do, and then I kind of failed to realize the amount of time that would be required to take care of all of this stuff, and the fact that I never go back out in the back kind of also was a thing. So I would forget because I would always be outside in the front, but also the front yard is not a place where I want people to be see that I'm growing food, because no, you're not invited to be over here and take it. So unless I'm doing really small things and it's freaking rosemary or something like that, something I can just tell my neighbor I'm hanging this here, it's rosemary if you want it for your for your house, like take a sprig. I don't care. But like, you know, like, me trying to like grow peppers in the front or something like that, like that shit's not gonna work. So anyway, I was like very ambitious and stuff like that. So I bought a lot of seeds, as I will show you. I tried to learn about like zones and stuff like that. So like the U.S. is broken up. I mean, the U.S. is broken up to hella zones. Depending on your zone will determine kind of like the best dates for you to put stuff in. There's a such thing as a frost date, which is basically like like the last frost before like we kind of roll into spring for real, like weather-wise. And then like if you have any plants that need to be done before, you can start the seeds, meaning growing them inside in a greenhouse and then transplanting them, which is like putting them outside and putting them in the ground or putting them in a box or whatever, wherever you're growing them. That date kind of depends on where you are, and that date can dictate like what you put out when, and you know the kind of environment that it like needs to thrive in. So I was like learning all of that while I was trying to do this like thing, right? So I'm like learning all this shit, like, you know, and I like got in over my head. So I bought a bunch of seeds. I went to a seed swap, which is actually really cool because I got seeds that I never would have gotten, and I know the kind of foods that I actually like to eat. So I'm kind of like more inclined to like grow these things in the future, things I personally want to eat. So things that I grew or tried to grow. So I tried to grow okra. That was interesting because it sprouted really fast. It never developed into a flower, which then would like it from there it would grow into like the actual okra plant, like because a lot of these things are like the flower is attached to kind of like the fruit, and so you know what I'm saying. So it, it never like developed flowers, it never developed anything, but it grew. It like started, it sprout like fast. Like I put a hella seeds out there. I put like 4 seeds and 4 seeds per hole or whatever, and like everything sprouted up, but they never made it past that stage. And I don't know if it was like it was just like too hot because I would water stuff, and like it just seemed like every day was drying out. Every day it was drying out, and I was like, what the hell is going on? Another thing I tried to grow was rosemary. I bought the plant, I didn't grow it. But I put it outside, and again, for the summer, it just seemed like it was never enough water for what I was doing. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, there's just never enough. So I was like, oh my God. Other things I tried to grow were tomatoes. I bought tomato plants. The one that was inside, so both of them were inside. I took one outside, it slowly died. One that grew inside was like cherry tomato. It actually bore fruit inside. Like it ripened up really fast, and it just like grew. And so one thing about plants is that plants are very temperamental. They're very temperamental. I'm a spiritualist type person, so I have the belief, just like pets, they have their own like opinions and thoughts on environments and shit like that. I think plants are the same way. I think that certain plants really do be like, I need you to do X, Y, and Z, and if you don't do it, I'm gonna fucking die, and that's it. Like you're gonna do it or not, like And then some plants are very like the bare minimum, and it has something to do with like how they are, right? Like some plants really like take minimal water, right? But then like I have a feeling of sentience with like these plants and stuff like that, like and because I've been with basically all of these plants my like whole life almost, or half of my life, I'm kind of used to like being around these sorts of plants. It's a very weird thing to have like a tomato plant growing in your like living room, and you're just like, what? like why do you feel so comfortable to be growing in my house? Like I put it outside and it just, I guess I didn't transplant it into the thing, and it didn't. I just feel like it was just so freak. I think the weather was such that like it was so hot that like yeah, a lot of the shit just like needed water like every day, and it was just like bro, like, or I would forget, and then I would come back and it'd be dried out, and then like it kept getting knocked over, and I'm just like, I'm done. Like I'm fucking over it. Other things I tried to grow, and the one thing that really did grow was bok choy. Surprisingly, did not pick it. It started to wilt, but bok choy, for real, like that grew. That was the only thing that fucking grew that I grew from seed. And no, and another in like a kale lettuce or something like that. None of which I like picked up and like ate. I was just so fascinated and happy that it grew that I was like, oh my god. But yeah, like, they grew. So I guess I'm a lettuce person. If I were to start a farm, I guess I better stick with lettuce. Because that was the only thing that fucking grew was like fucking lettuces type things. So there's that. Anyway, let me get to the seeds. So many supplies downstairs. But anyway, I separated them from transplant to like so I could sow outdoors type things. So they kind of all together. I got these organizers if you want to know from Hobby Lobby. That's how much they cost. Essentially, it's one big organizer that you open up, and then you have 4 organizers in it. You can get these like individually, like pretty much any brand that sells stuff like this. But I decided to get it anyway. I wrote them down, root-ish type things, and I just have seeds. So I got seeds from Hobby Lobby. No, I got this from Hobby Lobby. I got seeds from Home Depot. There we go. Home Depot, Target, a Seed Swap, the dollar store, and I think that's it. Maybe like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, like those little grow kits and shit like that, like those. So anyway, I got from this, it's like roots-ish. I don't know why I did this, root-ish. I don't know what that means to me now. But broccoli, rab, rapini. I actually really enjoy broccoli. So I would definitely do this. Winter squash. So I got that. Greens. This is all kind of so outdoors type thing. Based on what I was like researching and stuff like that. So I need to kind of do a little bit more research. But I want to narrow down what I actually want to grow. And it's going to be based on like what I actually eat. So I think the first time I was just trying to grow shit for the hell of it. This time I'm going to try and grow shit that I actually really enjoy eating. Actually, like tomatoes I don't enjoy, my grandfather did, and like it was kind of annoying because it's like everybody complained about this stuff until like they started seeing stuff grow, and then they were like, oh, can we do that? Like you know, like why you, it's like you complain the whole time, and then when someone comes like, like where's the food, like, you know, like, yo, I was like done. I was over everybody. Anyway, these are my greens. So I have Swiss chard, mustard. You can smell this one, so fucking good. And then gourds, which I don't understand why they're in the greens. Anyway, the gourds. I got pumpkin seeds from the Seed Swap. And yeah, I got 3 like gourd type things. So got that. Then we got some herbs, because Target had a lot of herb kits. So if you want to like explore, get one of the herb kits at Target and then call it a day. Don't be like me and like waste your money. Chamomile. I got chives. I got catnip, which I'm planning on getting a cat, so we can go ahead and get that for him. Fennel. And then cinnamon basil. And these came in like a little kit or whatever. So I got those. And then flowers that you sow outdoors. Hella flowers that I never did. And I kind of also feel like I'm going to do flowers because I actually do like flowers, and I feel like gifting people flowers and stuff like that for their birthday would actually be like really cool. So like with a actual gift, not just but like African daisy, Shasta daisy, marigold. These are, hold on, these are from Anthropology, and I got these years ago. And one thing I've learned about seeds is that like the quality of them declines every year. It's been like 6 years since I got these, so I don't know if they're gonna grow anything. I got these from the Seed Swap Calendula. I also am interested in herbalism. That's another reason why I'm kind of maybe focused more on flowers, because I'm actually interested in herbalism, making balms and stuff like that. You know, not necessarily things that you can consume, like ingest, but like things that like maybe I make a balm or something like that. Maybe a tea for myself. You know, I'll experiment with myself. I got some nasturtiums. So I think for nasturtiums, you can actually eat them. Don't quote me on that. Please don't try that and then like something happened. Then I got marigolds. I got this Inca marigold from the Seed Swap, as you can see with the serial killer handwriting. I definitely did not write this. I got marigold red night, marigolds, like the one, this brand. So this brand is kind of American Seed. You can find this at the dollar store. So, you know, yeah. Follow people like that do gardens. I feel like they're pretty interesting people. And I love watching them talk about their seeds. It was a little overwhelming last year, but now I kind of feel like if I go back, I can kind of like, oh yeah. But I kind of feel like I know what I personally want to do this year. So yeah, I'm trying to like give seeds away to people. Sunflowers, bachelor buttons. I have dandelion, zinnias, yeah, zinnias, and then some of these my grandmother had because they are definitely not 99 cents anymore. I think they're closed. I think they're still, yeah. So they're different. It's like $4 now. So there's that. It's this one, and then I have the other one. Hold on, and then yeah. The transplant type ones, the ones that I've learned that you probably have to start indoors and then put them outside if you want them to like flourish. You can't really just put them outside and be like, yeah, you're gonna succeed. Like they probably are not, because they need to like germinate and they need like weeks to do that. So these are the kind of the ones. So for my greens, I don't know why I did this. I don't know what my reasoning was. Anyway, this container eggplant, I got it at the Swap. Tomato, burpee, super steak, cabbage, tomato. I have hella tomatoes. Tomato, and then sweet pepper, and then pepper. Because I actually do cook with a lot of peppers, so I may actually do peppers. The one thing with this is also you need like things like trellises and shit like that, and we have poison ivy in the back, and I'm like, it'll be just my luck that the trellis becomes that's how they get like, yeah, we're gonna just climb up on the trellis and then like choke the life out of like every plant that's on here. I'll be like wow, I would be so sad. But I do want the trellis, but like some things that grow in the trellis, they grow a lot and you have to like pick them off a lot. And I'm like, am I ready for that? I don't know. Anyway, next we have the fruit. I have strawberries that I got at the Seed Swap, Alpine, and these. And I may like look up other companies and get like stuff like that too. Then we got herbs, lemon balm, spearmint. Do not plant mint in your yard, like directly. It has a reputation for rooting itself down and then just being hella invasive and just like overpowering everything. So like just put it in a pot or whatever and call it a day. Lavender, got lavender. Sage, which I don't know, I thought that was in something else. Okay, sage, marjoram. So if you want to like cook also plants, you can just buy them at like the supermarket, wherever they sell them, and call it a day. And then go from there if you want to just like start growing stuff. like growing it or keeping it, you know. You don't have to necessarily grow from seed. So there's that. Then lastly, my last one, I have like flowers. Anise hyssop seeds. So these are pretty old. I have this passion flower, which they said you can start this indoors, so I'm not gonna see if I can start it. And then echinacea, which people use in tea. So yeah, that's it for all of my seeds, and that's kind of like what I tried to grow in 2024 and like did not and did. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do more videos about this. I was gonna make a totally different channel and call it a day. And I still might do that because, you know, some people, you know, they may not be interested in this kind of stuff on this channel, which would be disappointing because I don't want to like just keep talking about like hair products and shit like that. Like I have interests outside of, you know what I'm saying? Like even your most basic influencer has interests outside of like just fashion, I would hope. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later.